How on earth could Peter go to sleep like a little baby whenever he was in those circumstances? I heard this yesterday and I thought it was just amazing when you think about it. So this comes from Acts, this story, Acts 12, and I'll start reading in verse 5. Peter was therefore kept in prison, but constant prayer was offered to God for him by the church. And when Herod was about to bring him out, that night Peter was sleeping, bound with two chains between two soldiers, and the guards before the door were keeping the prison. So he's been sentenced to death. He's going to be executed the next day. Who ever? I just don't understand it. How can, whenever you know that that's what you've got to look forward to, you're going to be executed the next day. Could you sleep? Just sleep just like that? Particularly when you're chained and you're bound to these two soldiers. I mean, it's like it seems very improbable. But perhaps this is the reason why. Peter didn't know how. He didn't know the angel was going to come through and release him from the prison. He didn't know how, but he knew that he was not going to die at that time. And how did he know that? Remember, Jesus said to him at the very end, he said, after he'd been raised from the dead, he said to Peter, the Apostle Peter in John 21, you know, how he denied him 3 times. Well, he gets Peter to say, do you love me, Peter? And he says, yes, you know that I love you, Lord. And that's when he said, feed my lambs, feed my sheep. And at the end he says, Lord, you know all things, you know that I love you. And then in verse 18, it says, most assuredly. So Jesus, this is the resurrected Christ, speaking to Peter just after he's, obviously forgiven him and kind of like brought him back in. Most assuredly, I say to you, when you were younger, you guided yourself and walked where you wished. But when you are old, you will stretch out your hands, and another will guide you and carry you where you do not wish. This he spoke, signifying by what death he would glorify God. And when he had spoken this, he said to him, follow me. So Peter knew. He knew. He was still a young man at that stage. So he knew, hey, I don't have to worry about this. I'll just go to sleep. God will sort it out somehow. So I thought that was just amazing and pretty awesome, really, that he could have such peace that he could just sleep, even though he was supposed to be executed the next day. And of course, this is why. And I find this also interesting, because he knew, and also Jesus is making sure he knows, most assuredly. In other words, there is no doubt. And this is the resurrected Christ talking to him. He's not going to doubt that at all, particularly since he just said, Peter, do you love me? And he is, yes, Lord, yes, Lord, yes, Lord. He's, professed his love and loyalty to Jesus again. Anyway, I thought that was a really cool story. Thanks.